Hello Thistledown gang, welcome back to my channel. If you've already been here, if not, hello, it is wonderful to have you here. Please stay, and by that I mean subscribe. So this video is a flat tour of our former flat, the former Thistledown HQ. As you might know, we moved in February, and while the new flat is in every aspect and regard better than the old one, I am still a sentimental fool and decided to do a tour before we packed everything up. I will mostly be showing you 3 rooms. My room, the living room, and this, the hallway. Hallway is a bit much of an exaggeration. And I do have pictures of the kitchen. I will not be showing you the bathroom because it's fairly boring. And I will not be showing you my partner's room, which is behind that orange door there, because I think that is a very private thing. I will be doing this voiceover freehand, which means without a script, which means with a lot of rambling. But mostly this is a very sentimental video for me that I mostly made to show you how this place looked, and also for my family, for the people who couldn't make it, who I would still live there. Maybe because they were too old and frail, or maybe because they were just too busy. So this is the aforementioned hallway, which, again, air quotes. I really like the books over the doors, and I really like this antler that we had over a wardrobe. The lavender is from my mother's garden, and the wardrobe is just an assortment of things spray painted. This is the old pinboard with a couple of more or less political postcards that I got from somewhere, or even postcards I got from friends. As you will see in this video, I have a huge thing for knickknacks, and feathers kind of fall under this category, with the one difference that my partner also loves feathers. He's a far more minimalistic person than me. This fairy door is something I made from a set I got from a friend. I originally wanted to film a video about it, but all of the footage was utterly unusable, sadly. Because, you know, I'm really proud of this. This is why it's not usable. It even has a magnet closure. I'm really proud of it. And this is the living room, or used to be the living room. A lot of the things that are here you might recognize. This is where I filmed a lot of my old videos, because this was, yeah, basically my craft room as well. I do have a craft room in the new flat that doubles as a guest room, and I have very much free reign over it. I don't have to put everything back, which is very nice for me as well as for my partner, who likes it when he can cross a room without stepping onto needles. In the new flat, he has the decorative say over the living room, the actual, because I have my room in the craft room and he has his room in the living room, and that is perfectly alright, because this old living room is very much me. You might notice the board on the wall with the minions on it. You might notice some of the dead insects. You might notice the small chalkboard, and that is all very much my taste. And he was always a bit afraid to weigh in with his ideas, or just to say, hey, I'm not completely comfortable with so many dead things in our living room, just because he felt like he had nothing to contribute and no better ideas. And I think that is really sad, because people who are brought up as male are usually being told or being taught that decorating is a feminine endeavor rather than a masculine one, and so they can't have fun with that. And so we decided that in this new flat he will have the living room, and he will come up with a decoration scheme. And I am very much looking forward to seeing what he comes up with. I mean, I know most of it, and of course I do have a veto, but I think it won't be necessary. And we put, basically all of the dead things in the craft room. These are our lab banners of our two most important groups, basically. You might know the hair. I do have that as a tattoo, and I used to use it for some of the channel branding here before I did the actual Thistledown logo. The living room is very much, or was very much, a testament to my love of things. I am pretty much a maximalist, and it shows. We haven't found a good way to display lab weapons, by the way, again, which used to be in this coat hanger here, which now is in my room, but we'll find something. Speaking of my room, this is it, or this was it. I really liked it. It was very much a sanctuary to me. It was a bit tunnely, because it was kind of narrow and long and had only this one window/door to the balcony. We don't have balconies in the new place, but it's okay. I mostly let plants die out there, and while my partner used his mostly for his hammock, he found a way to put that up in his new room. We have separate rooms because we have very different sleep schedules and also very, very different ideas of decoration. And that is perfectly fine. We also need a lot of alone time, both of us. As I said, I really like this room, among others because of the nook where my bed went in. I built that bed myself, and it is, I must admit, quite rickety, and by now I could probably do it better. It's not perfect. It's creaky, to say the least, and the nook kind of kept that in and put sort of an exoskeleton around it. So that was really useful. I wish I had that here too. Instead I will have to, rebuild my bed at some point when I have the time, so probably in winter. This is the Wall of Friends, as I call it. It consists of prints I got from people who are dear to me, and interestingly they all have small, kinda fighty, weapony, cool animals on it. I wonder why, and if that is part of my aesthetic. It can't be, right? Anyway, I really like these, and I need to put them up here. Maybe around the wreath I made. At some point I will film a tour of my new bedroom, and you'll find a lot of these things there. Also, I might have a little bit of a belt problem. As I said, I love knickknacks, I love collecting things, and modern other things, feathers. I have a lot of feathers, and most of them actually come from one single week at the seaside. Might have a little bit of a problem there, but I'm sure they'll come in handy at some point. I actually forgot to film the kitchen, which is why I'll just put in some pictures here. I liked it. It was very cozy for, yeah, the house it was in. This was not a great neighborhood, it wasn't even a great house. The bones were mediocre, but we made the best of it, and I'm really, really proud how hospitable and lovely this, basically a cottage in the city was when we moved out. And I'm pretty sure that the new flat, once it is more finished than it is now, will be at least as good. maybe not as tiny, because it's a bit bigger, but still quite lovely. I really like how we hang a lot of things from the wall in the kitchen as well as in my room, which we will go back to now. I haven't put up my weapons yet. As I said, we haven't really found a place for the LARP weapons yet, but I think I want them back in my room because I really like the aesthetic of, you know, kind of this folklore illustrator-ish desk that I still have. Actually, the desk situation is very, very similar in the new flat, with the baseball bat and the buckler and the saber over them. These are actually some pictures that I already put back up in the new place. I don't know, sometimes pictures just tell you where they want to hang. I was like this with these in the old place too. As well as this dough hip that I really like, that I found in the woods at some point, and I put dried artichoke flowers in. Because artichokes are basically thistles, and you know, it's kind of my brand. It's funny, I keep telling you what happened to all of these things you can see here in the new flat. I haven't put up the rack yet, by the way. And the drawer that I used as a closet here went into the kitchen. It's now our kitchen cupboard. Which means that my clothing / armoire situation in the new place is a bit chaotic. I'm working on it, but I'm really glad we moved it to the kitchen. Good God, I really like that bed placement. Now I have to, I don't know, work on the structural integrity of that thing. Ugh. It's like I have to not half-ass something at some point. I don't know if you remember this wind chime of bones from one of my videos, from the wreath video actually. I really liked having it on my bed. It was a bit morbid, but I really liked it. It was like a ton of tiny dinosaurs crying out to me every time it moved. No, I just like the sound of bones. I also like this quilt. I like making quilts because it allows me to hold on to fabric. I feel bad about using up fabric that I like. And this way I can kind of preserve some of it. I haven't put up this poster yet, which really makes me wonder because I really love it and it's been in my life for quite a while now. Tony Titalitzi is one of my favorite illustrators. I used to have these banner, those slogan banners from our LARP group on my bed, together with these very theatralic tassels. And I kind of like it because it made my bed more of a stage of sorts, which sounds weird, but I like the liminality of backstages and theatre in general. So that was pretty good, and yeah, and that's basically it. Thank you for listening to my sentimental ramblings about this place. It was the first place in Hanover I felt really at home in. We lived in the same place, in the same house, on the same side actually, on the ground floor first, and then moved up there because it was less cold to the feet and had more light. And I'm glad with the new place, but I will be thankful to this flat for, I think, the rest of my life. And I like that I have this memory now. This little video here. I hope you kind of enjoyed it, even though it was very unstructured, and the part about the kitchen was very short, because, I don't know, I think I didn't get around getting the kitchen in order before we moved out. But yeah, that's it. That was the old HQ, and I'm looking forward to showing you the new HQ as soon as it is showable. And until then, and I hope it won't be as long as this time, I wish you all a wonderful time. Farewell.